Hello everybody. I just wanted to come to you back this morning and talk to you today a little bit. Yesterday I was in the process of using my Instapot. Yeah, there it is, the 8-quart Instapot, and I wanted to share a little bit more with you about the Instapot. I got this a few months ago, and I know in the beginning when I first got it, it seemed very intimidating using this. I don't know why, but because it was under pressure, I wasn't sure how to use it, and in the beginning when I first got it, I felt, like I said, I felt like I was totally overwhelmed with it. But after using it now for a few months, I really do enjoy the product. For those that don't have one yet, that's doing research on it, I'm finding it very easy to use. You'll get a little booklet with this also that's self-explanatory, but pretty much hands-on. Once you become familiar, make yourself familiar with different gadgets on it, like meat and stew and sauteing features, one I use a lot, to basically add a little tiny bit of oil or olive oil or whatever and sear or brown your meat prior to cooking. You will find out you will use liquid in the Instapot, but you will not use a whole lot of liquid. It doesn't take as much liquid as it does, for instance, in a crock pot. You will use the amount of liquid depending on what you're making and what your recipe calls for. I'm finding that using the Instapot, you only fill it about 2/3 full. You leave room for expansion. One problem I noticed in the beginning when I started using mine was getting the lid on correctly. Basically, you'll hear a little sound or a ding. You just get it on to where it's flat like that, where it sets flat, and you slightly rotate it around to the left. You hear it click in place. And then at the very top is your little control thing here. Here it is, right here at the control. The lever should be in the up and down position when you're under pressure cooking with this particular kitchen device. After you get a meal cooked, then I use, let's see, the little paddles that came with it. I use the one you stir with, basically, just to go and self-release it or push it back, because I'm finding that the steam from it does get very, very hot. So just use the little paddle that comes with it to move that back and forth. But again, if you're cooking with it and it's under pressure, when you set up your meal inside and get ready to prepare it, your big thing is you need to make sure it's up and down position. And then when the meal's done cooking, sometime it will go into another thing I noticed. Sometime when your meal's done, it will go into a warming mode. So that's just keeping it warm until you're ready to serve your meal. Anyway, yesterday I was doing a video on demonstrating how to cook basically a pot of beans with ham. And I was going to make my cornbread later for the meal. That turned out yummy. But you can make things in a fraction of the time in your Instapot compared to a crock pot. Anyway, just wanted to share a little bit more with you about making yourself comfortable with your Instapot. For those that might be brand new or those that have used it a while, but it still seems a little overwhelming. It's not hard at all to learn to use. Just make yourself familiar with what you're cooking and read a little bit on your booklet, but your best hands-on experience is what you need with this. Just make yourself familiar with it. Another thing here is your up and down arrows for the amount of time of cooking with the Instapot. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to thank my subscribers, Gary, out there. Thank you for becoming a subscriber on my site, and I look forward to having you hang around a while and having a chance to get to know me as I demonstrate some of these items. One other thing I'm going to be demonstrating soon, you'll see me holding up the device. It's made of rubber. It's basically made of rubber with little attachments on both sides. It fits inside a frying pan, and you can cook your eggs, your French toast, or not your French toast, but your pancakes or your hash browns or whatever you want with this device. This device is sold on Amazon, so I will tell you more about it when I demonstrate how it works. And that'll be in a future video. But I just wanted to share some of that with you today. Again, thanks for letting me talk to you again today about the Instapot. I hope you all have a wonderful day and look forward to the next video. Well, hello everybody. I'm back cooking again in the kitchen. I was kind of in the mood today for some ham and beans, and I'm in the process of cutting up the ham. I'm also gonna put some hot jalapeno peppers in with it as I cook it. But the reason I come to you today is to share a little bit about my Instapot. That's something I recently got, and I've always used basically my crock pots, and I still use them time to time, but this has become my favorite kitchen gadget. Use the Instapot, and as you can see, once I plug it in here, hang on a minute, give it some room here. Once I plug it in, you'll see the dials light up on the front. You'll see it's off right now. And like I said, I'm in the process of getting ready to do ham and bean soup. So there is a soup setting I will set here for 1 hour. What you do is take the dry beans though and soak them for 1 hour. That's what I soak the dry beans with some water and soak them for 1 hour. Then you rinse them good. Put them in your stock pot like you have right here. You'll put them in the liner. Put them inside your Instapot. And in the meantime, while those are soaking, I'm getting, like I said, I've already soaked those. I'm getting ready to cut up ham to put in it. And I've just basically bought a slice, a thick piece slice of ham and cutting it up. And lo and behold, I don't know, for those of you that like a meal like that, we're gonna have ham and bean soup. When it's done, take 1 hour to cook on my Instapot soup setting. Anyway, this is hot peppers, so whatever you do, they're from my garden last year. And a little bit of jalapeno pepper that I put in there for a little zing, a little extra zing. I forgot to give a brief update what I'm going to be doing before I put the lid on, so I can have you see what I'm doing. I'm going to put the jalapeno peppers in. I've already put a little salt in with it. That's the ham I'm adding to it. Okay, the next step is to take your lid for your Instapot. And you have to make sure the lid is on all the way. Let it go down flat and then slightly turn it. Your venting needs to be straight up and down. The next thing I'm going to do is go over and reach the soup or broth setting for this particular meal. Then I'm going to set it up for here 60 minutes, 1 hour. Just give me a second to run it up here. I want to set it for 1 hour to cook. Here's my 1 hour. And I don't have to do anything else. What's going to happen is the on button will indicate on the indicator soon that it's on. Right there it's on. And it just start cooking. So once they all get done, you will take this self-release button and move it to your left to let it vent. Basically like that. You're going to move it to the left when it's done. But right now it's up and down in the cooked state. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back later.